As a
Okay.
Harlem watcher now, there are some songs that you have sang in Harlem, but this is
Okay.
not the way that your real music career is going, right?
Yes.
So when you look at these scripts and you think about these songs, what has been like the funniest part of bringing this to life?
Funniest part about bringing them to life? The funniest part is actually the benefit and blessing of having a writer and staff and director that trusts their actors, which allows you the freedom to be more funny. When you are considered as well-rounded of an artist and allowed to really display all of your talent, ability, allowed to improvise, allowed to have thoughts about the character, it's what allows you the freedom to be like, oh, this is a safe space. Oh, this is where a place where my boss, the creatives trust me to add to this character, to have thoughts about who this character is. Therefore, I'm able to run and jump and play more vivaciously and fearlessly than I am in other spaces because of the environment and I guess rapport and relationship that Tracy establishes with her actors on set. So that's the funniest part because it allows us to be more funny and free. That our showrunner trusts us.
You are a completely different person. You have your own music, your own style. But I want to switch up the question to ask you if you could have put your songs in Harlem, which song would you put in there?
Oh, I definitely would have put "Feel My Love" in. It would have been. I think there would have been a great option for. I always imagined that if Angie were to get married, it would be a show. That was one of the amazing things that Britt and Tracy allow me to collaborate with. In that aspect, they asked me like, well, what kind of wedding do you think Angie would have? And I was like, oh, it would be a performance. And so I just know she would come down the aisle singing "Feel My Love." It's a theatrical, big song, and she'd probably be on a conveyor belt of sort and just singing to the love of her life while also being the star of her wedding. So I think "Feel My Love" would be a great place for that. And I think Black is such a good, fun song that it could easily fit in one of the scenes where we're walking or in the microaggression moments. All of a sudden you hear a little bit of Black playing in season 2. But yeah, "Feel My Love" would have definitely fit either for the proposal or just to show their love building or Angie walking down the aisle singing her own song.
Now, as you move on to, your next chapter, is it going to be mainly music for you or you are excited to do all things? Because, I feel like people can't just be in a box all the time and you shouldn't be in a box all the time.
I completely agree. I feel like artistry is fluid. It shows itself in multiple ways and facets in one human being. I don't think I know one artist who only does one thing. I am excited to really explore music at this time because it's something that I've always wanted to do, but was too fearful to do until encountering Angie, where I'm like, okay, finally, Shoniqua, you have to do this. Almost every role in my acting career has required me to sing. And so I'm like, I have to say yes to this. And then also in studying and playing a recording artist, I was like, well, you have to go to the studio. You have to stop. And Angie, specifically in season 1, was very adamant about her lyrics and the song that she wrote. So I was like, well, let me really explore songwriting as I dive into this person and this new human being. And that gave me the confidence to really create music for myself. So because it's a long-awaited dream and I'm finally saying yes to it, I'm super excited about music, but acting allows me to do everything. I like acting. I can act and I can sing and I can dance, or I can be a race car driver and I get to discover new parts about humanity. So because this is, because it's a long awaited dream, I'm like happy to pour into that. And that's what's next right now. And it's also the artistry that I can control. I don't need anybody to say yes with music. I can just create my own songs and hopefully people like it and resonate with it. But the artistry is completely in my control. Whereas with a film or being in a show, someone has to say yes to you. So in the midst of waiting for that yes, I'm saying yes to myself with music.